In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how you could become Alex Hormozi's next copywriter. And I'm not just chatting out my ass here because one of my students has done exactly that. Better yet, I'm going to show you how to do it without sending cold emails, without doing cold calls, and without sending a bunch of cold DMs. Because let's be honest, no one likes doing that stuff. It's boring, it's unpaid, it takes a bunch of time. And if we can avoid doing it, let's avoid doing it. Because honestly, A players work differently anyway. They're not hiring in that same way. Maybe every now and then you could land an A player like this, but your probabilities are low. And there's actually a different way, a much easier way to get in front of these people and lock in a lot more long term business. Okay, so everyone knows his face, right? The $100 million Hormozi. Everyone knows this man, especially in our weird world of online marketing. But does anybody here know his CMO, his chief marketing officer? Does anybody know his closer? Does anybody know his copywriter? Does anybody know his consultant? Because these are all the people that make those $100 million launches possible. These are the secret geniuses behind the mastermind. Like Hormozi's the face of the brand, and don't get me wrong, he's still a genius. He still does all these great things, but there's a big team behind him, right? And today, I'm actually going to reveal two people in this lineup that you're seeing right now and expose the truth behind these launches and show you exactly how it's actually much easier to get in front of people like Hormozi. You're just not going about it the right way. Okay, so the first one we're going to expose is his consultant. Okay, now this is Jason Fladlian, the secret mastermind behind Hormozi's launches. Okay, now if you don't know who this is the $250 million webinar man. And I've taken some screenshots here of his work. This is his website, a little bit about him. But also, as you can see here, his book, all about the secrets to a webinar success. But here's some screenshots of his testimonials on his website, where again you can see Alex Hormozi. Okay, so he's helped a lot of these big names: Alex Hormozi, Iman Gadzi, Russell Brunson, like a bunch of people in the space. All right. But look, he's only got 14,000 followers on Instagram. So if you're going to get in front of someone, why not get in front of the middleman that's speaking to all of these people that you want to work with? Just he's a lot more accessible. Now, better yet, Jason recently went on a podcast, as you can see here, where he was talking about the need for good copywriters. He said good copywriters are hard to come by nowadays. It's hard for people to turn around good work in good time. And he thinks the more copy he has, the more money he would make. So he needs an abundance of copywriters. And he said that over the next few years, he thinks that copy is going to become even more valued than it is today. Now, here's the thing. As I said, I've had students that have worked with the big names we're talking about, but more specifically, my student works with this man here. And so through working with Jason, he's been exposed to some of the biggest names in the space. All right, let me just show you the proof right here. So this student, he wasn't, he didn't have a bunch of previous experience. He didn't write for huge names. He wasn't one of those people that got super lucky. He put 2.5 years in, making absolutely nothing before he started working with me. Okay, after a few months of working with me and we sorted out his sales assets, we sorted out his offer, we sorted out his positioning, we sorted out his framing, how to handle sales calls, everything, we worked on it together and put him in a great position, and he landed Jason Fladlian. Okay, so yeah, as you can see here, the $250 million webinar king. So it is possible. You don't need this huge name to do this. But the other crazy thing, and we're going to get onto this in a few minutes, is that one relationship like this can change the course of your copywriting career forever. Once you put a man like this on your CV and you get exposed to the names that he's working with, one, you're going to learn a bunch. Two, you've got all the leverage in the world. But three, your confidence is going to be through the roof. So you need to make it an absolute priority to land A players and premium players like this. Now, how did he actually do this though? Simple. As I said, it wasn't through DM, it wasn't through email, it wasn't through a cold call, because all of those things have low probabilities if you land in a client, because there's a bunch of external variables that you can't control that decide whether that person's in the buying window. Maybe they haven't got the budget right now. Maybe they're not looking to hire for that role right now. Maybe there's just a mismatch of what you're offering and what they need. Whereas when people like this, like Jason Fladley and Alex Hormozi, Iman Gadzi, when they need to hire someone, they put out job applications where you have to submit your CV, which probably has your portfolio, testimonials, your experience. Then you go for an interview, which again, is similar to a sales call, but it's slightly different. It's more HR based. And then often you'll do a trial project. Sometimes it's paid, sometimes it's unpaid. Okay. Now, everything that you see here is everything that I teach inside the magnetic client method. This is all the stuff that's enabled me to go from 0 to 10K in 90 days. That's enabled me to lock in and retain clients for over 12 months. It's allowed me to live a beautiful life where I feel fulfilled every day. But it's also, let me do really cool things like buy a nice car, provide for my girlfriend, and travel the world. Okay. Now, all of those things, like I said, I teach inside the magnetic client method. And if you want to talk about, working together and learning this stuff, then feel free to just check out the link in in the description. Plug over. Now, here's the thing that makes all of this work is actually the work you put in. All right. So you land a client, we get great results for that client. You know, we're not worried about new business, new business, new business. No, we're going to lock in this great like opportunity we've got. We're going to over deliver. We're going to take out low hanging fruit. And once you do that, you get testimonials. Those testimonials give you leverage, which allow you to land more clients. Now you can see that this is a positive flywheel that gives you an upward spiral to success. So the bigger the client you land, it's actually easier to get more results as well. You know, because you can imagine like the copy you write for Hormozi is going to sell itself because it's Hormozi. So you land a client like Jason Fladlian, you get results for Hormozi, Iman Gadzi, you know, Tony Robbins, you get testimonials and get to put all of those names on your CV. That's insane leverage to land more clients. So as you can see, like these testimonials that this copywriter has now got gets to put people like this on his CV. And like I said, you put Alex Hormozi on your CV and the course of your copywriting career has changed forever. So stop going about it the old way. Stop worrying about cold emails, cold calls, and basically like cold DMs because it's low probability. You've got a low likelihood of basically it converting into long-term work. Whereas if you go the smart route and you look at the secret masterminds behind these launches, you know, the teams behind these people, then you'll realize that there's actually a lot of like ways to get into businesses like these. You just need to get your foot in the door with the right person. You just need to have the right positioning, the right framing, and the right sales assets in place, and it actually becomes really simple. So again, if you want to get that stuff in place, you've got no clue where to start, then feel free to just book in a 15-minute, no pressure, quick chat in the description. We can talk about getting those things sorted for you. But if not, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you hit like, and take care because I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to be doing a few breakdowns like this.